What research do you put into roles like Lex Luthor to best get into character and feel prepared?
Well, it's interesting, like I would read the comic books, because when you take on a different part, you think, well, what applies to this thing? And so a movie like Batman has this like more history than like real history. Like if you were playing like Alexander the Great, there'd be less written about him than Batman. Like there's just been more written about those characters than any human person. So I had a lot to read. I found it to be like not helpful, and like the more I would read, the less helpful I thought it was, because what I'm reading is like somebody else's interesting concept of these characters, and it's interesting to read, but it doesn't apply to what I have to do. What I have to do is like go to a set and think, what is driving, like what is emotionally driving this person to like not like these superheroes? Do you know what I mean? It sounds like a kind of silly thing when I say it that way, but that's my job. To like take this thing that can sound silly and take it more seriously, treat it as though it's life and death. And then so I think like, well, what in my life do I not like that I think has too much power? Like the way Lex Luthor thinks Superman has power. So I think, well, what do I, Jesse, think has too much power? So I think about, you know, bosses I've worked with that have exploited his employees. And I think, what did I feel during that time? What anger did I feel? How unjust that is, that that person should be in charge. And so I take those feelings and I bring it to that character, which is far more relevant than reading a comic book and being entertained by it and then going and doing something based on that.
Wow, that's so interesting.